So what do you see as the main problem Fernley is facing today?
I think the main problem Fernley is facing today is the arsenic treatment plant. And I don't think it was managed well from the start. I don't think the federal government would have demanded that we start it today, or else we're going to fine you or throw you in jail, or whatever the penalty would have been. I think they would have worked with us. I think we should have applied for grants like all the other areas that are required to do this mandate that was sent down. It was a mandate prior to my coming on the board in 1993 or 4. I can't remember when I was put on the board the first time, but 1993 or 94, it was already a mandate. And you know, the issue was put on the back burner, put on the back burner, put on the back burner, and then all of a sudden we have this huge indebtedness that the city council, the sitting city council, has put on the citizens of Fernley for water. And that all could have been changed and addressed in a totally different way than what it was addressed. Right now, today, you can go down to City Hall, and this is September the 19th of 2008, and they cannot give you a final number for what this arsenic treatment plant is going to cost the city. They don't have all their plans done. I mean, there's just too many loose ends, and when you do a major project like this, I mean, it needs to be run like a business. A business wouldn't go out and start a project without having all of their ducks in a row. I mean, if a developer goes to this city of Fernley, he can't get started until he has all his permits from the state entities, all his easements from the property owners that he's going to affect. He needs to know how much is it going to cost. He needs to know how it is going to get paid for, and whether it's a viable program. And right now we're in excess of $80 million today that we've spent of $100 million that we've borrowed. We've raised the city's users' water rate to a rate right now to whereas a lot of the people here can't afford that bill, and what they're doing is they're letting their lawns die and their shrubbery die, and they're going to xeriscape. So, you know, it's going to impact the city too. They're creating a product that they want to sell, but if people quit using this product because they can't afford to pay for it, it's going to make the city look like a weed patch, and the city itself is not going to recoup any of the money that they need to pay for this water treating facility that they have down there. And they have lots of things that they have to deal with as far as easements, so where the arsenic is going to, or the material that they take out of the water, whether it's going to be sent to Reno Waste Management, but if it has too much arsenic, or if it's too wet, or if it's in the wrong consistency, there might be a chance that they have to haul this material to Beatty, Nevada, which is 300 miles away from here instead of 30 miles. So that's going to escalate the cost of the operation and maintenance of this facility also. Mm-hmm.
Now, keeping on the same subject of city spending, how do you feel with internal spending? The city.
What do you mean internal spending?
Things that they may use on a day-to-day basis, electric, gas,
well,
incidentals.
We built City Hall with the idea that all the offices were going to be used down there, so all the heating and air conditioning is centralized. But we have a lot of office space that nobody ever goes into or utilizes. So it's costing the citizens of Fernley to heat those empty spaces. You know, maybe they need to work with different entities in the community and allow them to come in and until the city is in a spot where they need that space for city employees or offices. Maybe they need to rent those out to the district attorney's office, the county, the state. I know they're working with NDOT right now, trying to get NDOT to bring in an office spot there so that the residents don't have to go to Yarrington, Fallon, or Reno to do their, buy their driver's license or licenses for their vehicles or whatever business that they have to do there.
Mhm.
I think they, you know, the times are tight every place, and I don't see the city of Fernley cutting back on its expenditures. And you know, we need to do double duty. The Parks Department maybe needs to work with the school district, and instead of the school district spending the money to send their people down here to mow and maintain the landscaping at the schools in Fernley, maybe we need to come to an agreement with them that our people will do those, and then the school district could utilize that money to buy books for the students that attend schools, or compensate the city of Fernley for the use of our equipment and manpower. I mean, we have to shrink government. Government can't just keep growing and growing and growing, and us supplying 3 different organizations to do the same job in the same small community that Fernley is.
Mhm. What about extended services, like paying for a lobbyist in $100,000
I
a
think
year?
that is a bad choice. At the last meeting, I wasn't there, but I went down and we probably paid close to $100,000 for his services last year, and I tried to get a document showing me what he has done for the city of Fernley, and there is no record of any compensation returned to the city whatsoever. So instead of spending $100,000 on somebody in Washington, D.C. who's supposed to be pursuing, as far as I know, there hasn't even been any direction given to him on what they want him to pursue. So basically, you know, he's got an open book and he can do whatever he wants to do. He still collects his $7,500 a month plus his expenses when he goes to these meetings or wherever he's going. There's no information telling me what he's done, and they just renewed his contract for another year. And the money could be way more wisely spent if we would go to a firm, and a grants writing firm, that's all they do is write grants. We have to tell them what type of grants we want, you know, whether it's for parks or public beautification, or, you know, there's just a multitude of issues out there that you can apply for grants, and then have the grants writer write these grants. And then in the industry, it's customary for the grants writer to get a percentage of the grants that they acquire. So you have this company that is working for the city of Fernley, and it doesn't cost the city of Fernley anything unless they're successful. And that's going to make them more successful, knowing I don't get a paycheck unless I acquire some monies for this municipality. I just think it's an unwise. I mean, it looks good and it makes you feel important, but you know, Fernley doesn't need to look good and feel important. We need some action in Fernley.